SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. Now, what exactly is SEO? It is a method of ranking your website or making your website rank on search engines like Google, Yahoo, Bing, etc. is called SEO. Guys, you have to understand these search engines are the doors of the internet. You don't directly go to the internet and find websites. You go to search engines and find the relevant websites and then get information. Okay, so or it also called as improving your visibility and position of your website on search engine result page, which is nothing but the SERP is called as SEO. I'll show you practically in the coming slide. Don't worry. Now that is called as SEO. Now, why SEO is important? Now here guys, when we talk about SEO, we mainly focus on Google because Google is the biggest search engine on the planet. 5.5 to 6 billion searches happen every single day on Google. 91% of global market share goes to Google, and ranking on top position is always important, which means ranking on first, not only the first page, you should be ranking on the top 4 positions. Okay, did you know a fact? Top 4 positions get 75% of all the clicks. Okay, so ranking top position improves the volume and quality of the traffic. Volume because people are searching for it. Of course, that quality is because they are looking for your service. If I'm searching for buy shoes online, which means I'm looking to buy shoes, so the quality of the traffic will be of high potential. Okay, so the next one is can generate more leads and sales, ranking higher. Build, this is the most important one, builds brand authority in your niche. You make people will look at yourself as the market leader if you so rank for your own search term. Okay, so that's very, very important. And the last one, people usually buys from people or buy from companies, buy product and services from companies that usually rank on the first page of Google. People don't go to fifth page and look for service. Okay, so coming to the next aspect is the anatomy. Now let me take a simple example. Now let me search an example called buy furniture online. Furniture online. I search for buy furniture online. The page that you see here, this is called as SERP. The page that you see, the complete page, is called as SERP. SERP stands for Search Engine Result Page. Now, usually you find two types of results. In simple words, one is called as paid results. Now, can you see it says an ad? Can you see this says sponsored? If I check in the footer, can you see it says an ad? These are called as paid results. Now, if you see here, from here, pepperfry.com, because it doesn't say an ad, whereas here it says an ad. Okay, from pepperfry.com, and if I scroll up to royaloakindia.com, these are called as free results. These are also called as organic results. For this only, we are going to be learning SEO. After that, we'll be learning PPC, of course. We'll be learning how to run this type of campaigns, this type of campaigns, this type of campaigns. You'll be learning for your business. As of now, the goal is to rank for this type of search term. Now rank on organic results. Now guys, you don't have to pay to Google to get this position. Okay, so this is aspect of in terms of the anatomy. You see only two types of results, guys. One is paid results, one is free results. Unless it says sponsored or an ad, it's a free result only. Okay, there are so many different types of organic results, guys. Now knowing that information will not help you in any way. So just just need to know as of now there are only two types of results. One is paid result and one is free result. Okay, so coming to the next aspect is the most important thing. You need to, before understanding how to implement search engine strategies for your business, you need to understand how actually search engine works. So now coming to the next aspect is how search engine works. Now let me take an example. Let me use my tablet and start explaining. Now I think I'm not connected. Just give me a second.
Yeah.
Now it has been connected. Now let me take an example. Now first you have to understand how search engine works, how Google works mainly. Now you have to understand there is the internet. Okay, now internet is built on so many different protocols. Okay, you have to, it's a little bit technical, you need to know about it just only for information purpose. Protocols, so many different protocols. There are so many, like for example MSTP protocol, mail send transfer protocol. There is one more protocol called as FTP protocol, file transfer protocol. Like that, for the World Wide Web, it works on HTTP protocol, HTTP and HTTPS. HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. HTTPS, just same thing, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is secure. Now the World Wide Web, or the open web, the web that, not the open web, the web that you access is built on these two protocols only. Now whenever we talk about search engines, we don't talk about the complete internet. We talk only about the World Wide Web. Now when we talk about World Wide Web, guys, now let me take as this one as World Wide Web. Now the World Wide Web has two major aspects or two major categories. Now one is called as the open web, one is called as the open web, and one is called as the deep web. Now you have to understand only 4% of the internet is the open web and 96% of the internet is called as the deep web. Now what is an open web? Any web page, any website and any web page, a visitor can access without I want to say an anonymous user can access without requiring him to log in, is called as open web. For example, you go to appsumo.com. Okay, so you go to the home page, you can access without logging in. You can check contact page, about page, all the information now that is publicly accessible by an anonymous user without requiring to log in comes under the open web, whereas 96% of the world wide web comes under the deep web. Okay, now what does this information contain? These informations like bank information, you use net banking, of course you use net banking, you'll be using internet to do that. But if you go to Google and search for your name, you don't get any information about your bank status, right? Because all those things are encrypted, those information cannot be accessed, no search engine can find information of that, or will be crawled actually. Okay, so when we talk about SEO, we are mainly focused on only 4% of the internet. When we talk about SEO, we talk about this one. We don't talk about 96% of the internet. Now to give more example of open web and deep web, open web and deep web. Now if I click on images, now say, let me just click on this image. You can see a lot of information. Now can I see any website that can be publicly accessed? Now any information you find on Google cannot be publicly accessed. You don't need to log in to access it. Now there may be certain pages within their website, but the pages that are indexed, that are shown, can be publicly accessed. Say for example, I search for same thing, buy furniture online. I just find information directly without requiring to log in. If I make a purchase, I need to log in. That's a different aspect. Okay, but payment information will not be stored here. Google will not be showing, of course, because that cannot be crawled. But public pages, can you see all these pages comes under where I don't need to log in. I'm not logging in. I'm just still accessing the content. All this information comes under the open web. Now, what else the deep web contain? Can you see here? Medical, like, let me just, can you see here? Medical records, financial records, legal documents, scientific reports. There are so many aspects in terms of the 96% of the web that is called as the deep web. Still you can access it, still you can absolutely access it, but you need to log in and access it. You cannot, it's not a public access. Okay, an anonymous user cannot check your WhatsApp state, not WhatsApp web, right, without logging in, or an anonymous user cannot check your net banking, right? So that's where the deep web coming to picture. Now coming back, now when we talk about SEO, we talk about only this 4% of the internet. Now the next thing you have to understand, once you understand this, there is something called as a crawler. Okay, a crawler. It's also called as, some people call them as a spider. Now for Google, we call them as a Google bot. Okay, a Google bot. What it does is, it's a algorithm, it's a software developed by Google. What it does is 24/7, okay, 24/7, 365 days a year. What it does is, it goes to the open web. And what does open web contain? Millions of websites, and in that thousands and thousands of pages. Now even you have a website and you have so many pages in that, right? Now you have home page, about page, all those pages. What it does is, it starts to crawl. Crawl is nothing but it collects. Okay, a Google bot or a spider collects the information. What type of information? Everything that is there in your website. It can be in terms of text, it can be in terms of videos, it can be in terms of images, anything and everything that is found on a web page that an anonymous user can access, everything it collects. Okay, to give an example of how much information it collects, now let me show you an example. Now I'll just search for my own brand, AppSumo. Now you want to see how much information Google has collected about this information, how much collects information. Now click on this downward arrow mark. There's an option called as cached. Now just click on that icon. Now you can see the Google bot came to the website on, you saw the date, right? If you just check it out, 13th, yes, on 13th it has visited the website, and 13th April 2020 it has visited the website and it has collected the information. And you can see this is the actual website that was there on this day, and still today even that is the same website. If you check it out, it is the same website. This is the information is, and you can see the same information, almost it collects the same, whereas certain things it has missed out. Certain things, can you see this slide animation has missed, but this is the Google, how much it has collected about this page. Okay, like this you can check for any website, you can check it for your website also. Okay, so this is the aspect of Googlebot, and it keeps on doing it 24/7. It keeps on finding new websites, and if you have new pages created, it will crawl those pages. If you have an older page, it has been re-updated, even that will crawl those pages also. Okay,
Okay.
and what it does is, after the information which has been collected, once the information it has been collected here in the open web, the next step is, it goes to next step is called as the Google index. Once the Google bot collects here, it collects all the information and sends to Google index. Okay, now Google index is nothing but a database. Now what a Google index does, it collects, or it organizes, I want to say organize all the content that is there in the open web. It keeps on collecting millions of web pages, and it will be coming to the Google data center. Now to give an example of a data center, let me show you where it organizes. Let me search for Google data center. Now you can see these images. Now these are a few images. Let me say this is the image of the Google data center. In these data centers, all the information collected from the crawler will be sent to these data centers. Okay, where it will be processing. Okay, now what exactly does an indexer does? Now what does the index does? The index is nothing but an organizer. It does organizing. Now in other words, it can say it as it's sorting. Okay, sorting all information present collected from the crawler. Okay, that's all it does. Now for example, what does the information organize based on? Mainly based on the text that is present in the content of the pages, based on text. Now let me take an example. Now if I search, whenever you go to Google, guys, say for example I search for buy shoes online. Now you have to understand, Google found, can you see here the number of results found on the internet, buy shoes online, which means there are more than 110 crore results found on the internet, 110 crore results on the internet having the word buy shoes online anywhere in the page. Okay, it may not be always in the same sequence. It may be having buy somewhere shoes online and online in the same page. They have found 110 crore results on the web. You know how many results you find in the first page? Only 10. Now only 10 you see, 10 certain times you see 12 results. Now my question is this. Now what I'm trying to say is, you have found 110 crore results, and Google is able to find showing only how many? Only 10 results. Now one more thing, keep in mind, this is the Google index, which means in the index, let me show you here, in which has done is a Google bot has found, crawled millions and millions of websites, I can say billions of web pages on the internet, and sending to organize in the index. What index is doing is, it has organized by the word buy shoes online more than 110 crore results. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that these are the only results found on the internet. There may be more than this, but in Google's index, Google has found, whenever you're searching on Google, guys, you're not searching on the internet, you're searching on Google's index of the web. Okay, which means whatever information that is there in their internet web, in their index, that is the only information they're able to find. Okay, hope you're able to understand. Now what happens is, it gets organized, it sets sorts based on the words or the text that is present in the web pages, images that is present in the web pages, videos that is present in the web pages, it organizes. Okay, now once it is organized, the next step it goes is for the ranking phase. Once it comes to here, next stage, I want to say, let me do this. This is the most important aspect. You need to learn this. The next one is called as ranking phase. Now, people say there are hundreds of ranking factors. Some people say it's 200 plus. Now, I want to say it as hundreds of ranking factors, 100 plus ranking factors. Google decides. Now, they have collected, no? They have collected 110 crore results on the web. Now they start to rank on so many different factors. Now you don't need to know all the ranking factors, you don't have to know all the hundreds of ranking factors. Few of them Google never discloses it, but there are three core ranking factors that is equal to 95% of your SEO. The three core SEO factors are very simple. Okay, the first one is content. Okay, content. Second one is technical SEO. The third one is backlinks. So this is equal to your 95% of your SEO is only these three things: content, technical SEO, and backlinks. Only these three you have to focus. Now content means what? Now I search for what? Buy shoes online. If I open this, what information will I find about? What is the text that I find about? Or images I find about? All information regarding shoes. So that is the first aspect, content. Okay, here you'll be learning, guys, of course you'll be learning about using keywords in the most important areas like title, URL, description, heading tags, all those stuff. We'll be talking about keyword density, how many times the keyword has to be repeated, how many words should be repeated, all those things. Of course you'll be learning this content. That is aspect of content optimization. Here the next aspect you'll be learning is something called as technical SEO. In technical SEO involves like some aspects of, say for example, loading time. Say an aspect of loading time. Say for example, if I open this page, if I click on this link, the website opened, right? I clicked on this link. Now the website opened within very few seconds. Now, for example, if the same website is taking almost 30 seconds to rank, so 30 seconds to load, do you have patience to wait for 30 seconds and see the page load? No, you're more likely to leave or bounce. Okay, so you have to understand just a fact, guys, if you know it or not, Amazon, if Amazon loses more than 1.8 billion dollars every year for just 1 second increase in loading time, 1 second. Okay, so that's one of the important factors, and Google openly told we will rank websites that rank load faster. So first one is loading time example, second one is example is responsiveness. Responsiveness, if the website is opened on any device, it should be loading pixel perfectly, pixel perfect, mobile friendly, or pixel perfect on that device. Okay, responsive web design. Now if you are built on WordPress, no need to worry about it, it's perfectly responsive. Say for example, you'll be talking about site maps, you'll be talking about robots, you'll be talking about schema markups, structured data, you'll be working on other things, but all those things come under technical SEO. You'll be learning all those things, don't worry. And the last one is something called as backlinks. Now, in terms of backlinks, a backlink is nothing but a hyperlink from other website to your website. Now, say for example, there is your website here, xyz.com. Now, there is a website here called as abc.com. Okay, there is a link given in website B. If they click, they come to a website A. This is called as a backlink. The more backlinks that you build for your website from other website on the internet, the higher you rank on the search engines. So it is one of the core factors. Still today, it is the number one factor in terms of SEO. Now, to give an example of a backlink, now can you see here? I now not want to say, let me say, buy furniture online. Okay, I search for it. Now can I see here which website is landing? Urban Ladder is there. So I want why it is ranking on the first page. First one is they're having content regarding furniture. You see all information about furniture. The second aspect is loading time. For example, technical SEO. It is loading perfectly fine. UI, UX, everything is properly optimized. Okay, so that is the second aspect, technical SEO. The third aspect is backlinks, which means there are links on the internet that is pointing to this website. Say for example, let me check an example, best furniture, online furniture stores. Now let me see hometown is there. Let me check it out. Not hometown, hometown.in. Okay, nice. Okay, let me search for best websites to buy furniture. Okay, now I see beautifulhomes.com. There's a beautiful home housebeautiful.com. Let me check. Give me a second. Nestaway is there. Let me check one more example. Okay, 50 best website to buy furniture, top 10 furniture websites in India, top 10s. Now I'll come to this website. I have no idea. Now they have made a list of top 10 websites in furniture. Okay, so here can you see they have made a list here. Can you see at the end it says visit website. Now I'm see Urban Ladder. If you see here, like few clicks back, I was searching for buy furniture online. Urban Ladder was ranking. You know why it was ranking? Most people are giving links for furniture. Can you see here? Urban Ladder started ranking third. So this is a website called the top 10s. I have no idea who owns that website. Now thetop10s.com. Now there is a link here called as visit website. Now there is a link here. Now I just click on this link. I went to, previously I was in top 10s. Now I'm in Urban Ladder. Now what is happening? Like top 10s is recommending Urban Ladder to buy furniture. Okay, it's showing it backlinks. The backlinks are like votes or recommendations. So similarly, you can check this website. I'm not sure they have that link. I think it's more for US site, but you can see the links for that respective websites. Now I can't find it for Urban Ladder. Nestaway is gone. Nestaway is down, sadly. Nestaway website is seriously down. Okay, now it's fine, but you got the concept, guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is aspect of backlinks. Now backlink is a link from other website to your website. These are the three core factors: crawling, indexing, and ranking. So here it does is it goes to the web, finds the 4% of the open web. Just for a fact, if you know it or not, every single day, Google bot crawls more than 40 billion URLs. 40 billion URLs. Okay, and
Okay.
in more than Google Index, 160 trillion URLs are stored in Google Index. This is the amount of information Google is processing every day, and this is the lifetime amount of information that has been collected. Okay, and they keep on organizing, and afterwards, once they organize under separate folders on particular topics, they rank for every single search term. They rank based on what? They based on content, what type of content is there, like originality of the content, uniqueness of the content, like word count, keyword density, keyword proximity, keyword prominence. All those things come into picture. They can look after technical SEO, how well is the website is built. Okay, all those things. And the last one is backlinks. So backlinks, they look at links from other websites. I look at votes or recommendations. The higher you build, the higher you rank in the SERP. So these are the three things they consider. And once it is done, the next, you are the user. What do you do after ranking? Say for example, there is a user here. Okay, he goes to Google. Okay, he goes to Google and he searches. He searched buy furniture online. So I just have to write the arrow mark in the different arrow mark. Now what he does is he goes to Google and he searches and he gets the result. This is the SERP. Now he sees the SERP 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 results. Now this is what happens in real time. This is how exactly, now there may be more technical stuff. As marketers point of view, this is what you need to understand, how exactly SEO works. Actually this arrow mark should be pointed in inward direction, but you got the point. Okay,
Yeah.
so here this is how it works. From what happens from a Google bot collects the information and it keeps on doing it, guys. It keeps on frequently crawling and recrawling your pages. Okay, and next one is, if you want to crawl more frequently, you have to connect your Google search console, which I've already taught you how to connect it immediately after website. So they keep on collecting. They'll be sending to Google Index where the information is getting organized. Next one, it goes for ranking. They look after hundreds of ranking factors. The three core factors are only this, and then it decides which website should come in which position. Okay, so and you are the visitor, you go to the website and when you search, you find relevant results. Okay, you may be thinking what else can be there in your nine other 5%, like social shares, the other ranking factors like session duration, how much time they're spending, bounce rate, all those things come into picture in the other 5%. But the core factors are this only. Okay, and this is what you need to know in terms of how search engine works. Any questions?
No.
Awesome. Now, coming to the next aspect, again, the same thing I have written in so much theory. I'll just go through it step by step very quickly. A crawler is a program used by search engines to collect information. Okay, collect data or information of the websites from the internet. Okay, crawling is a process of constantly searching for new websites and pages and add them in its list of known pages, which is nothing but the index. Okay, which is
Okay.
the next step, of course. Googlebot doesn't crawl any page that is not accessible by an anonymous user. Just keep that in mind. If it is encrypted, you have the LMS, no one can access the LMS because Googlebot doesn't crawl what is there in that LMS. Okay, so thus
Okay.
any login or authorized protection content will prevent a page from being crawled. So bank information, military information, any confidential information will not get crawled. If a website has multiple duplicate pages or crawled less frequently, which means if you have duplicate content in your website, a page having multiple pages of a website having same exactly content repeated over time, will get less crawled, so it's not a good thing. Okay, so for new sites to index, I can't say 4 days to 4 weeks, it's just a thumb rule. Okay, so it gets frequently crawled, but make sure you connect your search console to get and submit the sitemap. I'll teach you this in the future classes, of course, don't worry. So make sure you're connected to your Google search console, previously called as Google Webmaster Tools. I have already taught you in the website class. Okay, so this aspect of crawling. Next one comes indexing. It is a
I have a
process.
doubt now.
Yes.
It's like connect to Google Search Console, submit a sitemap. Now, what happens if, say, since I am not connected, what will happen?
Still it will happen, but it may take more time. You say it up to 4 weeks, no? Usually it gets crawled within 1 to 2 weeks, it'll get crawled. But if you
So,
want
which
your
class
website
will
to
this
crawl
be?
more quickly, you better connect to Search Console.
So, sitemap connection, which class it will be?
Actually, I didn't teach you. I will be teaching you maybe probably in the next, maybe in the third class of SEO class, which means day after tomorrow, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. So this is aspect of
This
that.
is
You'll
still
be
not
learning it, of
over,
course.
right?
Sorry.
I thought I missed this.
No. We are not. We have taught how to sign up for Search Console. I didn't teach how
Yeah,
to
yeah.
submit a sitemap still.
Okay, okay,
Okay.
fine.
So coming to that, next one comes indexing. You already know what is an indexing, a process of sorting or organizing information collected from the crawler. You can check the cached version of the page. Of course, you just click on the drop down and you can get it.
Hmm?
Once the page
Yeah.
is discovered or crawled, Google tries to understand what is that page about. It understands things like content in the page, which is text. It understands images, video embeds, etc. Then stores in the Google index, which is nothing but a database. Okay, so an index in another name is also known as database used in search engines. If a website is not in the Google index, users will never be able to find it. You have to know it. Okay, so that is very important. Okay, so it has to get crawled to rank, to be shown, and then it will rank. So coming to ranking factors, there are hundreds of ranking factors. The three core factors are content, technical SEO, and backlinks. That's it. There's nothing else in SEO, guys. Don't make yourself complicated. Okay, when a user types a search query, I think it's A, not O, search query, Google tries to find the most relevant answer. This is the goal of Google, guys. Google's mission is to show the best possible answer at any given point of time. So from the end point of view, if you want you to rank for that particular service or product or anything, you should be able to provide the best possible answer what they're looking for. Okay, so that is aspect of that. Now coming to the three core factors I've already taught you. Now content, technical SEO, backlinks. For backlinks, guys, they have an algorithm that is running in the backend called as PageRank. Now I'm not going to explain anything about PageRank, okay, because we can't measure that in anymore, but it's a core ranking factor. Okay, this PageRank algorithm looks at backlinks, guys, links from other websites to your website. Now, the more backlinks you build, the higher value you get. The higher value you get, the more higher you're more likely to rank higher on the SCRP. Okay, this is the first and the most important ranking factor. Still today, it's the core factor, backlinks. Based on backlinks, this algorithm was formed, and there are so many information you can find about it here. You can see the formulas and all those stuff. Now, I'm not going to explain any of these formulas. If you want, you can read information about PageRank completely on Wikipedia itself. But they look at backlinks. Okay, mathematical page ranks for simple networks are expressed as in percentages. Okay, based on links, or these are websites, guys. Based on links that are pointed towards each website, there is a percentage allotted for page rank. Okay, to know that formula, there is a formula here. You can just go through them, and if you want more information, you can Google it. You find more information about page rank. Knowing about page rank will have zero impact on your SEO, but backlinks are important. Just keep in mind, by knowing this formulas and all will have no impact on your SEO, so don't worry about it. Okay, but we don't call them page rankers because we can't measure it, because there is no standard value that you can use. Okay, so it says as of September 2014 2019, page rank and all associated patents are expired. I didn't know that. I think now every company can use their algorithm in their website. But they have newer algorithms. No? They have a machine learning algorithm and AI called as rank brain. Okay, so coming back, this is what in terms of page rank all about. It looks